All right, welcome back. I have 10 more vocabulary words for you. And per usual, I will pronounce the word first. I'll say the word. It's a nice idea for you to practice the pronunciation afterwards, after you've heard the pronunciation. And then you can also practice spelling. So I will spell the words a little slowly for you. And that way you can practice spelling at home as well. So first word for today, aspect. 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 A S P E C T. Again, A S P E C T. Should look like this. Okay? Aspect. All right. So, aspect kind of has a couple ideas combined into it. It's like a piece of something, a part of something, in some way an appearance, you could say, but it's a part of an appearance, a part of the way something seems or looks. We could say one aspect of these videos is that I do the pronunciation, I do the spelling. That's another aspect. And another aspect for these videos are the explanations, the definitions. Those are all different pieces of this bigger idea. But aspect can also be used in a way to talk about some form of the appearance in the way that it is being displayed, something is being displayed. Okay, you see that with technology, there's something called the aspect ratio, okay, about the size and the way that the image is being shown, aspect. Okay, let's see. Now, we're going to the next word, commit. 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 C-O-M-M-I-T. C-O-M-M-I-T. Commit. All right. Now, this is a word that's used to make a promise or a dedication to a person or to some idea, to commit. If you want to learn English, you probably should commit at least 15 to 30, 45 minutes, 60 minutes a day to practice, to learn a new language. If you want to advance more quickly and you want to remember what you're learning, you should commit a part of your time to learning, to practicing. If you want to exercise more, you need to commit. You need to make a dedication to say, yes, I'm going to do this, and decide when you will do it, where, for how long, to commit, to make a dedication, a promise to yourself for that discipline, okay, to commit. And let's see, the next word, distinct. Distinct. D-I-S-T-I-N-C-T. D-I-S-T-I-N-C-T. Distinct. 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 If something is distinct, it is unique or different in some way from something else. Distinct. It is something that is different than the other things that would normally be similar. So we could say, for example, I have these 3 markers. Okay, which one is distinct? Which one is different? Okay, they're all markers. All 3 of them are markers. They have the same brand, same company. They function in the same way. But this one is a different color. It is distinct in some way. All right? Number 4, extract. extract. E-X-T-R-A-C-T. E-X-T-R-A-C-T. Extract. Extract. Now, the pronunciation I'm giving you for this word is for the verb extract. Extract. There is a noun form, extraction, again with that T-I-O-N, making that S-H sound, extraction, okay? And extraction would be the noun form of this verb, extract. But we also have another noun that is spelled the same as the verb, but with a different pronunciation, extract. We have a word that we use, extract, to talk about something that has been condensed or taken out of another product. For example, we have like protein extracts. It's a protein that's been taken out of whatever its original source was, and now it's in a separate place, extract. For this series, we're using the verb extract, extract, with the emphasis over that A here, extract. Extract, and this means to take something out. So like the example I gave you of extract, something that has been taken out and made into a different form or given in a different form. The verb extract is to take something out. So like my wife works in a dental office and they have to extract teeth sometimes. They're taking teeth out of someone's mouth to extract, to do an extraction, to take it out. All right. Let's go to the next word, foundation. Foundation. F-O-U-N-D-A-T-I-O-N. Again, we have that S-H sound, foundation. Foundation, with that T-I-O-N combination. Foundation. Foundation. F-O-U-N-D-A-T-I-O-N. Foundation is the base of something. And when you're building a house, the foundation would be like that concrete, that first layer before you build the house. And you need that strong, steady foundation. If that's not strong, then the rest of the house can fall down. So the foundation can be used, that word foundation can be used to mean the most important part or the base of something. What everything else is building on, the foundation. So the most important part in that sense of really creating a stable, secure base, foundation. Okay? A foundation can also be like an organization that provides money or charity or something like that also. There are other ways that we use the word foundation, but for this little video series, we're using it with that definition of the base of something, the bottom part on which you build other things. So again, that example of a house, that would be the bottom part with the concrete, or that really strong part you put at the beginning, and then you build a house on top. Number 6, integrity. 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 I-N-T-E-G-R-I-T-Y. I-N-T-E-G-R-I-T-Y. Integrity. Okay? Integrity. Another great word to know. This is a word that we use for your sensation, your sense of what is right, or being responsible, being disciplined, being honest with other people. Integrity. It also can be used to talk about the quality of a product. If a product has a very high quality, if your clothing has a high quality and will last for a long time, okay, you have the ability to use these clothes for many, many, many years, you would say the clothing has integrity. It has a high quality. And for people, we use that to talk about if they are responsible, if you can depend on that person. Can you depend on this product? Can you use this product for a long time? Is it reliable? Is this person reliable? Can you trust that person? Are they honest? Integrity. Okay, number 7, norm. N-O-R-M. N-O-R-M. Norm. Norm. Now, you may have seen this word, normal, normal, as an adjective, a description, adjective form. Without the AL, norm is a noun that we use to represent something that is normal. If something is a norm, it is something that is normal, something that is common. Okay? Norm. It is a norm. It is something that is normal. Okay? Normally you would see the letter A before it. A norm. And let's go to the next word, rely. R-E-L-Y. R-E-L-Y. Rely. Okay. If a person has integrity, you can rely on that person. You can trust them. They are dependable. If a person has integrity, you can rely on them. This word rely we use in that sense of to depend on something or someone. To trust someone or something. Rely. And we usually use the preposition on after it. Rely on. To rely on. Like this. Rely on. Okay? So you could say maybe when you're sick, you pray to God and you say, I rely on God to help me when I'm sick. I rely on God for my finances. Or maybe for your work. You have a job and you depend on that job for your finances. So you could use that word rely, to rely on. Or maybe at your job, there's someone who helps you a lot with your work. You could say, wow, I really rely on that person to help me. Okay? At my job, I rely on students to come to school and to have a class. We need the students to have the class. So without students, no class. And the same thing for myself as the teacher. My students rely on me as the teacher to come to class and to teach. No teacher, no class. So we rely on each other to make this beautiful environment every day in our class. With the students and teachers working together, we rely on each other for this awesome environment and these classes that we have together. Okay, and in this case, I'm relying on the technology to be able to create this video to share with you. Number 9, scope. S-C-O-P-E. S-C-O-P-E. Scope. Scope. This is a word we use to talk about the range of something. Okay, like another word we might use is spectrum. So between this point and this point, the scope in between this space and this space, this point and this point, what is in between, that whole space in between, that spectrum, the range, the scope. Okay? If you go hunting and you have a gun, on the gun you might have a little piece here called the scope. You look through and it's showing you a focus, but it's not just one point, it's showing you this whole focus, this whole area where if you shoot, it could, you could hit somewhere in that area, the scope, to help you aim, to help you target and focus on something. And let's go to the last word here, trace. T-R-A-C-E. T-R-A-C-E. I didn't do that one so slowly, but T-R-A-C-E, trace. One more time just in case. T-R-A-C-E, trace. And this is a word that's used in many different ways. You can use it to study the history of something, to look at the details and how something progresses, to trace. Another word we use for that is to track. You also could use this to talk when we talk about drawing. So you could look at a picture and you could go around the shape, okay, to trace, all right, to go around and trace that shape, to trace, okay? You can follow around the lines of a picture or something like that to trace. So again, you're to go this way, all right, to trace. You're following the lines of something, to that movement. Or it can be to follow the progression of something, like let's say when people are studying animals, let's say like a tiger, they might put a tracer or a tracker, this would be the noun form, a tracer or a tracker on the animal so that they can follow where the animal is, follow its movements, its eating habits, sleep habits, to study the animal, to study the progression of this animal, okay? And to study its history. And you can do that backwards. You could look at something in history and you could look at some information and look at its history and go backwards to trace whatever that subject is, and look at the details of how it became that way. How did this become like this? To trace that information. You could trace the history of computers, the history of phones, starting with smartphones. Say, okay, well, what was before that? And before the smartphone, what was before that phone? What was before flip phones? What was before cell phones? Before landlines? Before rotary phones? And you keep going back in history to see how that has progressed. All right? Well, just to look at the history of something. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and per usual, keep practicing.